Hi, my name is Angela Guzman. I'm a designer and entrepreneur based out of Silicon Valley. I'm currently working on my startup called Tijiko, which it's been an exciting journey so far and quite different than what I was working on over the last decade. So one of the things I want to share with you guys is sort of my approach to the world of tech and Silicon Valley and this concept of being fearlessly forward. And what I mean by that is two things. You have to sort of understand how to be fearless and how to be forward in your thinking and your approach. One of the things that I want to highlight is by being fearless, it doesn't mean that it's being or hiding your fear. No, on the contrary, it's not even feeling any moments of fear or nervousness. And the way I think I've been successful at achieving that is based heavily on the way I was raised. But that also doesn't mean that you can't achieve it if you haven't lived through those situations. I think it's something you can be more mindful of and practice. So one of the things that has allowed me to be very fearless has been this concept of just believing in the role that I play. So for example, when I was very little, I grew up with a female household. And my dad unfortunately passed away many years ago. So that sort of forced my mom and my sisters and I to really assume that we had all these responsibilities, but that we can do anything we set our mind onto. And that meant, if you wanted to go off to college, you can. If you wanted to start a career in design, you can. And all these other things along my lifetime that I've accomplished without ever thinking twice whether or not I could do it because I was a girl. And so when I got into tech, it wasn't about being the woman in the room. It was about being the designer in the room. And to me, that's been extremely valuable because I have never once gotten scared being in a room full of men, for example, in some cases, because to me, I was being judged for my delivery as a designer, what I bring to the table as a designer. And I think that also sets the expectations for everybody else in the room about who I am and what I can offer. So I would suggest to all of you, think about the role that you are hired to deliver on, as opposed to the fears that maybe you yourself created in your own mind. And then the second part is about being forward thinking. And what I mean by that is really being clear in your mind about what are those, what I call North Stars that you want to set and achieve and be able to follow through. So for example, for me, very early in my career was about finishing college and getting a job, and I wanted a job in design. So how do I get there, and sort of planning that path. And as I got into the tech industry, it's been about understanding how to really design products in the best possible way, and how do I do that, in what company can I do that, and learning that craft. And from there, it's about how do I learn to become a manager? That was one of my goals, was how do I grow in my career in that regard? So finding the opportunities that would allow me to achieve those qualities and experiences. And right now, the next North Star for me is how do I start a company and really see it from start to finish. And so that's my new North Star. And again, by being fearlessly forward, in my opinion, is how I'm able to move into this new space and just pave forward. So in a nutshell, that's my advice for anyone interested in the world of tech and design. And really, ultimately, everyone should try it their best and never, ever be afraid of, entering this space.
Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.